Hey YouTube, Juki here with a review of the Uchu Sentai Kyuranger DX Ryutsueider, the transformation device for Ryu Commander, the 10th Kyuranger. Yes, 10 Q Rangers. But anyway, this is a huge box. Like, this box is ginormous. It's insane. It really is. The toy is a pretty good size, yes, but this box is like, you could probably fit 2 of these toys in this box somehow, if you really put your mind to it. So yeah, huge box. Shipping on this will be insane. So keep that in mind. Not only is the box kind of heavy itself, the item in the box makes it even heavier. And just the size of this box in general means it's a giant shipping box, which means the price goes up. So keep that in mind when you are picking this up. It was available in April 2016 for the price listed on your screen right now. But again, keep in mind, shipping will be expensive. Ryutsueider down there at the bottom, so you can see how they decide to Romanize it. But yeah, I'm just going to get this box out of the way and jump right into the item because this is taking up a lot of space. Real quick, here is the Ryu Kyutama, the DX quality one. B32, there is one singular pin down there at the bottom. Go ahead and rotate that around and you can complete the dragon symbol. For those that want the clear one that was in the show before you became Ryu Commander, that activated the Ryu Violet transformation, that one will be available in a Gashapon set, I believe. I think it's Gashapon set 4, I think. If I remember correctly, something like that. So that one will be available in a Gashapon set. There's the number 10 right there. Let's go ahead and bring in our Seiza Blaster and check out these sounds real quick. So it is fully functional with the Seiza Blaster, even though Ryu Commander does not use one. So there we go. And we need to bring in our trusty M&M to go ahead and take a look at that. So this is a dragon head breathing fire, as you can see in there. So pretty cool. And here's the Ryutsueider, and like I said, it is large, but it's not excessively large or anything like that. So again, the big box is kind of problematic. One thing to note, as you can see right here, the horns are the soft, pliable, rubbery plastic. So make sure you store it in a place where they don't get bent, because mine are a little bit bent out of shape, because I had it sitting in a way that it shouldn't have sat. So don't do that. Don't be me. But anyway, here it is in its rod mode, just kind of the staff walking stick-esque thing that he always carried. So it can fit in your hand like this. I still have the power on because I don't prep anything ever. So there we go. With that, you got the dragon head up here. You hit that button and it chompy chomps. And that will reveal the place where you can store the Kyutama right there. And this doesn't extend or anything like this, so when you convert it into the rifle mode, you just press this button, and that will unlock the grip. So when you have it in the rifle mode, it doesn't extend or anything like that, but it's still a pretty nice size. Bandai Japan's gun toys are always a pretty decent quality. They're nice. It's not going to be like the prop in the show or anything like that, but it is still definitely a pretty hefty gun toy. As thin as it is, it's not hefty weight-wise, but it's hefty in length, so there is that. So that about does it for the aesthetics of the actual toy. Unfortunately, it's not painted a whole lot on this side, so that's a bit of a shame. But on-off switch right here. The visor on the dragon will light up red. Yep, light up red. And we are good to go. So I'm going to flip it back to the rod mode because that activates all of the transformation and summoning noises. So basically the rod mode is the transformation mode while the rifle mode is the weapon mode. So we'll go ahead and set that up right here. Raise up our camera just a bit so we can get all the cool actions in the camera frame. Going to go ahead and lift that up. The visor does light up red still, so pretty cool. Take your Kyutama. Now, there is no reader in here. There is slots for the pins, but there is no actual reader in here. So no matter what you put in here, it'll always be the Ryu Kyutama, so kind of keep that in mind. Go ahead and slot it in. Got a standby noise, and then you chomp down. Totally my jam. But anyway, hit the trigger. You get what is an incredibly long transformation jingle, but it is a very cool transformation jingle. I like it a ton. So good on you, Ryu Commander. You have some good jingles. But that is that for this. If you hit the trigger, you just get a... It's a little slashy noises. Nothing too crazy there. If we chomp down again... So we got the Ryu Voyager not transformation sound, but summoning sound. And speaking of transformations... So now we got the Ryuteo transformation sound. So we are now a nice combined robot. And keep in mind that the Ryu Voyager toy does not have electronics, so this is the only way to actually hear like the Ryuteo activation noise. So, and of course we all know there's some pretty hefty super combinations going on. So So now we are piloting DX Kyuranger, and it's really cool. I do like the form a bit. It's we'll get to that in the actual Ryu Voyager video, but it does look pretty cool in the show. So there is that. But as far as I know, this is the only way to activate that sound. It's not in the Seiza Blaster that I am aware of. So keep that in mind as well. If you want to hear that noise, you have to have the Ryutsueider. So that is that for the functions on here. If we do it again, it'll just cycle back to, say, the change and so on and so forth. So if we bump up into rifle mode, like I said, just swing that down and you are good to go. Now you will have... some gun firing noises, again, very simple, heavily reused Bandai gun noises, so nothing too crazy there. But if we go ahead and chomp down, we will have the Galaxy Attack, which is another cool jingle. I'm gonna jam out before we shoot you. And so there we go. If we do it again, just Galaxy again. And still Galaxy. So there's nothing, there's no Super Galaxy or anything of the like. But, of course, you have to have Say the Attack. Now, we know in the Saves Blaster, if we do it once, we get Say the Attack. If we do it twice, we get Galaxy. That's great. Where's Say the Attack? Well, if you hold down the trigger, it'll activate the Ryu Kyutama and give you the standby sound. And then you chomp. Back to the normal jingle. So there is our attack with the Ryu Kyutama, and then we're back to some new gun firing noises that aren't really all that incredible. But, of course, like I said, there is no reader in this, but they did want to include sounds for other Kyutama. And to do that, all you have to do is take this out, put in a new one. And no. Like I said, there's no reader. But if you hold down the trigger again, now we have the Compass Kyutama. And if you fire, it will just do a normal fire. You have to chomp. That was it for that one. It's not that thrilling. And we're back to those gun firing noises again. Now, conveniently enough, besides the Ryu Kyutama, there are 10 other sounds in here. 10 because the Ryu is 10, so in total we got 11, but hey, counting is fun. So I will just go ahead and cycle through all of these, and we can check them out. Alright, so obviously, real quick, Ryu is based off of Draco. Kompas is based off of Cernesis. I'm gonna butcher a lot of these pronunciations for the constellations. I will say that right off the bat. The one we just heard was Jogi. That is based off of Norma, the triangle constellation. And I will say what the next ones are as we go through them. That was Rechikuru, Reticulum, based on the net. That is Gaka Pictor, based off the Painter constellation. That was Rokubungi, Sextans, based off the Sextant constellation. Okay, I'm going to butcher this. Chokokugu, based off of Kalem, the Sculptor's Tool constellation. And that was Ro, Fornax, the Fireplace constellation. Sidon is based on Ara, the Altar constellation. Hachibungi is Octans, the Octant constellation, so kind of like a very similar sound to the sextant one. And that was Chogoku Shitsu, the sculptor constellation. So you had the sculptor's tool, and now you have the sculptor himself. But there we go, and if you do it one more time, it'll cycle back to Ryu, which again is based on Draco. So we'll just go ahead and cancel out of that. No! Well, I will always listen to this jingle. I will never not listen to this jingle, so we're gonna listen to the jingle. Because I love the jingle. I love it so much. So cool. One thing I gotta interrupt myself for real quick is I didn't really show how to take the Kyutama out. Now, it's pretty locked in there, but there is a button right back here. You press that, it will unlock one of the sides, and you just kind of have to wiggle it out. Now, as you can see right here, if some light would benefit me a little bit, you press the button, that moves in, and it unlocks it, but the other side doesn't do anything. So you still have to wiggle it quite a bit to get the Kyutama out of there, but it's not horrendously difficult or anything like that. So that about does it for this one. I don't really want to say that about does it, because that is a lot. A lot of times, the 6th Ranger transformation device is a watered-down version of the main one. And while that is entirely true for this one, it doesn't have a Kyutama Reader or anything like that. It makes up for it in kind of pure functionality. You have the rod mode, which in itself is a weapon, as well as the rifle mode, which, again, I think looks fairly impressive as a toy. Again, not as good as a prop, but still a very good toy. The chomping function is really cool. I like the way that works as an activation method. And the sounds in general, I think, are really cool. The jingles for Ryu Commander are some of the best jingles I've heard in a Sentai, period. I love them. It's a nice flair of something that's kind of technological, but still has that Eastern flair because he is an Eastern dragon. And I love that a ton about this thing. Now, again, like I said, it is a watered-down version, but I do like the fact that they went out of their way to put in more Kyutama that you can cycle through just to have more sounds in this thing, compared to some of the other things where there's only like a set cycle of like 6 or 7 sounds all together, whereas this one automatically has 11 just for attacks. And that's not even counting the normal attacks, and then the transformation jingles, and Ryuteo, and Ryutei Kyureno, and all that stuff. So there is a robust, like, amount of sounds in this, despite being a watered-down version. And I dig that a ton about this thing. So, really cool. I would adore a, like, Super Sentai Artisan release that was a little bit bigger and actually had a Kyutama Reader or something in it, because I like the way this is. The staff is cool, the rifle is cool, it's got a dragon motif, which is the easiest way to win me over ever. Plus, it's the color purple, and I really like the color purple. It's a cool color. And gold. So, really cool. All in all, I definitely recommend this one. The shipping price is a bit of a buzzkill because this box is so huge and heavy, just like me. So, keep that in mind when you're ordering. If you can find someone that's selling it secondhand or in the country that you live in or something like that. I know CS Toys, to try to lower the burden, had a unboxed version to ship that significantly lowered the shipping costs and stuff like that. Unfortunately, no other stores do that, but it is something to keep in mind when you are looking on where to purchase. So that is that. I love this. I recommend it. It's really cool. Ryu Commander is amazing, and I can't wait to see more of this show and more of this toy line. So that about does it for this review. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and of course, like, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss a video, and as always, thanks for watching. Take care, and have a great one. Bye.